G'day punters, your old mate Juppy here with this week's edition of the Weekend Witness for the King's Birthday long weekend. Pretty interesting weekend. I spent the weekend up in Swan Hill for the 3-day carnival up there, which was a pretty successful carnival. The crowds were good across the 3 days, considering the current economic climate. We saw some well-backed winners. There was quite a bit of cash floating around in the ring, which was great to see. So I was really happy with it. I think the club would be happy with it. It was a well-run event. The food could do with a bit of a smarten up, but other than that, it was a pretty well-attended and well-participated event over the weekend. A couple of interesting betting moves. I was working with my little mate and Mountjoy, I believe named after a local champion here in Bendigo, Gary Mountjoy, who was a champion footballer back in the Bendigo League. Probably should have nearly played league footy back in the day. He had a small bet on it himself, but yeah, they absolutely launched on it. It was sort of $657 into about $380 and got the job done. There was a few moves like that, so all in all, a cracking meeting. Racing wise, we also had the Oaks up there in Queensland. It was sort of a bit of a lull, really, this weekend. Flemington wasn't that exciting. Randwick wasn't that exciting. And I think we're all just gearing up for the Stradbroke next weekend. The other thing, racing-wise, that we had was the Epsom Derby over there in the UK. And it turned into a bit of a farce where the favourite was ruled a non-runner late on, and there was big deductions taken out, and there were plenty of people who didn't agree with it, especially on a big once-a-year race like that. It didn't look like there was a lot in it. I don't think the stewards made the right call there. That's just my opinion on it. They could have let that one slide. There really wasn't that much in it. Not like you've seen plenty of other horses miss a start like that, or have their foot in the stalls, or anything like that, and they're declared runners. Footy wise, competitive round of footy. I don't know, the quality of the game's not that great. Like, at least the games are close, apart from Fremantle kicking 19 unanswered goals. Like, there was 4 points and they won by 124. It was they're certainly the side to beat at this stage of the season. The Carlton-Essendon match on Sunday night was diabolically bad. Carlton got there, but yeah, geez, they got dragged down to their level. And then yesterday's game was okay without setting the world on fire. So yeah, for me, the season's just struggling with momentum. We've had the bye rounds, and yeah, it's just all over the joint. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm not overly enthused. I still watch it all, but it's just hard to get excited about. NRL wise, again, it's in a little bit of a holding pattern because we're building up to Origin. So it's hard to take much out of there. The key performance I took away from the weekend was the Titans beating the Broncos. That was a really good win by the Titans. Now, the reason why I've waited till Tuesday afternoon to record this weekend's Weekend Witness was to get the stuff out of the way from the King's birthday, but also we had Game 3 earlier today of the finals there in the NBA. The Spurs started to look like the Spurs again. New York were very competitive. Now, the city of New York has got some other issues too, which need addressing. Yes, they were always going to be the hottest tickets, nearly of any sporting event ever. Like the only tickets that would have been hotter than the ones for today's game would have been the one for Game 4 had New York won today and they were going for the sweep and to win the title. Then those tickets would have been... There wouldn't have been a price. And there was another character that got caught up in this. Elmo from Sesame Street. Now, that account on Twitter is normally just a happy-go-lucky, positive account. Well, Elmo fell into a trap. He wished that both teams went out there and had fun, and he was reminded to not forget where he came from. Because Sesame Street is a fictional street in Manhattan. So, Elmo, for the last 46 years, really has been a resident of New York. He should be all over the Knicks. So, shame on you, Elmo. Get your act together and get on board your Knickerbockers. Game 4, did it swing the other way? I said before the series that I thought it'd be the Spurs in 6. Spurs have really, really, really got to get this one. If they can go back 2-2 back to San Antonio, then I think this series might be as good as over. The week coming up, and we build up towards the World Cup. I'm starting to get enthused about it. I think there might be one or two bets there, but we'll get to them at a later date, I think. Anyway, if you're looking to track me down this week, I've got Bendigo Trots Wednesday night, the Pink Diamond final at Bendigo on Friday night. Looking forward to that. Hopefully there's a decent crowd there. Selmore Cup here at Bendigo on Saturday at the Thoroughbreds. Sunday I'm at Wangaratta Races, and Monday I am at Charlton Trots. But there's still plenty happening. Head to the getthegoodoil.com.au. Heaps of information, selections, whatever you need there. Make sure you check all that out. Add that to your favourites. And make sure you're following the Ponybet and Early Crow handles and Knucklebet on Twitter to see what we've got coming up there. So there's always a bit on as usual. It was a cracking weekend just gone. Looking forward to this week ahead. Good luck to the punters and come and take us on.